Hi Hilltop, it's your assistant principal, Mr. Busby, and I'm here with this week's announcements. On March 22nd, we'll welcome back some second and third graders to our building. At this point, we'll have some students in pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and third grade in the building. We will welcome back some fourth and fifth graders on April 1st. And we continue to be so proud of all of our students that are working hard in remote classrooms every day. Remember, you can join iReady or iStation Club every Friday from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. If you're interested in joining, just ask your teacher. Fifth graders, have you loved remote learning? If you have, you should consider attending the Virtual Academy Information Night on Wednesday, March 24th. Virtual Academy will be an all-remote school next year for students in grades 6 through 12. Over the past year, we've seen reports of escalating hate crimes against people of Asian descent in our state and across our nation. Last week, there was a tragic attack in Atlanta where 8 people were killed, including 6 Asian women. This was another act targeting Asian American and immigrants, and a sad reminder of the ongoing oppression and racism that we must continue to confront as a nation. At Hilltop, we recognize that many in our community are experiencing deep hurt, fear, sadness, and anger. To the Asian and Pacific Islander members of our community and around the world, we want you to know that we stand with you at Hilltop. We love you, and we are so proud to have you in our community.
Hola Hilltop Huskies. El 22 de marzo, algunos estudiantes de segundo y tercer grado van a regresar al edificio. En ese momento tendremos algunos estudiantes de preescolar hasta el tercer grado en el campus. Algunos estudiantes de cuarto y quinto grado van a regresar el 1 de abril. Recuerda, puedes estar en el club de iReady o iStation cada viernes de 8:30 hasta las 9 de la mañana. Si estás interesado en unirse al club, pregunta a tu maestro. Estudiantes de quinto grado, ¿te encanta aprender en línea? Puedes considerar asistir una noche informativa de la Academia Virtual el miércoles 24 de marzo. La Academia Virtual será una escuela completamente en línea para estudiantes de sexto hasta el 12 grado. A lo largo de este año, hemos visto muchos reportes de crímenes de odio contra personas de ascendencia asiática en nuestro estado y alrededor del país. La semana pasada hubo un ataque trágico en Atlanta en que 8 personas fueron asesinadas. 6 de ellas fueron mujeres asiáticas. Fue otro atentado contra personas asiáticas americanas e inmigrantes, y un recordatorio triste del continuado opresión y racismo que nuestro país necesita enfrentar. Aquí en Hilltop reconocemos que muchas personas en nuestra comunidad están experimentando mucho dolor, temor, tristeza y enojo. A todos los miembros asiáticos e isleños del Pacífico en nuestra comunidad y alrededor del mundo, queremos que sepan que les respaldamos aquí en Hilltop. Les queremos y estamos muy orgullosos que son partes de nuestra comunidad.
March is Women's History Month. Women's History Month is an opportunity for us to pause, reflect, learn about, and celebrate the contributions that women have made to our world, our country, and our community, while learning about and recognizing the oppression that women have overcome and continue to resist. This week, I wanted us to learn about one incredible woman who is out of this world, Diana Trujillo. Diana Trujillo was born in Cali, Colombia. As a child, she was incredibly interested in science, and she actively questioned any limitations that people placed on her. And she rejected the idea that she wasn't able to do something because she was a girl. While studying at the University of Florida, she applied to the NASA program and became the first Hispanic immigrant woman admitted to the program. Her career has continued to be at NASA, where she currently leads the engineering team that is responsible for the robotic arm of one of the Mars rovers. Trujillo also hosted the first ever Spanish language NASA transmission of a planetary landing.
Hey Hilltop Huskies, it's me, Miss Burmis. Thinking about the news that has happened this past week and just about our history as a country and as a world. And I realized that maybe it's time to address bigotry with you guys. And you might go, what's bigotry? And so bigotry is when a person or a group of people for no real scientific or meaningful reason, don't like other people because of a group of people, because of the way they look, or where they come from, or who they love, or the religion that they practice, or maybe they don't practice a religion. So it's if somebody, for no real good reason, doesn't like a group of people, or thinks a group of people isn't as good as them, right? That's bigotry, is when that would be bigoted, when somebody believes that they're better than other groups of people, okay? Well, this happens in our world, and I can't tell you exactly why it happens, but I would say it's because maybe people don't recognize how much alike we are, right? Even though we might look different from other people, even though we might have a different history, or maybe we have different traditions, different beliefs than other people, the reality is we actually all have a lot in common. Us human beings have a lot in common. And when somebody has that kind of bigotry, that idea about bigotry, and they really think they're better than other people because of their beliefs or their looks, sometimes that happens to turn into racism. That's when somebody believes that they're better than a group of other people because they're not the same race, like meaning like they have different color skin, right? So like sometimes people with my color skin might not like people because of theirs. So that is what racism is. So how do we deal with that as kids, and how do we deal with that as people is the big question. And here's what I would suggest. First of all, really like yourself. Appreciate yourself. First of all, appreciate your history. Appreciate the gifts that you have and the strengths that you have and the family that you come from, first of all. Secondly, if you notice that you have thoughts about other people that don't really make a lot of sense, or maybe it's based on you're not understanding other people, stop those thoughts and recognize that you have more in common with the people around you than you might even know. So embrace the differences within yourself. Recognize that we all have things in common. And if you happen to be a victim of someone else's bigotry, or happen to be a witness of someone else's bigotry, you can speak up. You can say, that isn't very kind, or don't talk to me that way, I don't like that. Or we should treat people fairly, right? You can speak up. And if it feels like a big problem to you and it's kind of heavy and weighing you down, talk to your grown-ups about it. In the meantime, I'm sharing the story with you. It's called The Day You Begin by award-winning author Jacqueline Woodson. It's an inspirational story. It reminds us to embrace our differences and to recognize that we have things in common as well. So I hope you enjoy the story, and I hope you have a good week. I love you.
The Day You Begin by Jacqueline Woodson, illustrated by Rafael Lopez. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Rigoberto, From Venezuela, your teacher says so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like the flowers blooming the first bright notes of a song. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller, when the teacher asks, "What did you do last summer?" Tell the class your story. "We went to France," Shayla says. "These shells come from a beach in Maine." A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells so fragile, they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. "My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina." Each souvenir a small triumph of a journey. Their travels go on and on. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb, and your days spent at home caring for your little sister, who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room, where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere? There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. When even your own friend Naja will wrinkle her nose and say, "What's in there anyway?" And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat and kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high. The run is too fast and far. The game isn't one you can ever really play. "I don't want him on our team." "You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later." There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. And all that stands between you is your own brave self, steady as steel, and ready even though you don't yet know what you're ready for. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you until the day you begin to share your stories. "My name is Angelina and I spent my whole summer with my little sister," you tell the class, your voice stronger than it was a minute ago. "Reading books and telling stories, and even though we were right on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere." "Your name is like my sister's," Rigoberto says. "Her name is Angelina too." And all at once, in the room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make some space for you. This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel, and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all.